have another beautiful poem. As I said, we commissioned a poem for the overall for the 3-day event from Joe Newman, and then we also commissioned local poet, local, national, international poet, Ger Reidy. I say local because many people know Ger here, and so I just wanted us to hear something, out of the mountains and lakes of Mayo, about Bridget. So please welcome Ger Reidy to read Imbolc.
Thank you, Bridget. It's a great honour to read here in Newport with Bridget and Kate Newman, who I've known for a long time, and Joan, who's both I've admired for years, and Bridget Highland there, who gave us a great speech on St. Bridget, and I learned so much this morning here. And of course, your musicians, Leisha and Mark, they've been fantastic. I love the slow airs in particular, and I've written a long poem called Almost about McFadden and about our own composers in Mayo who have been unfortunately neglected, but it's great to see this festival bringing them back to life again. And when I hear the music, I feel that the composers are kind of with us again. They kind of walk among us in a kind of a ghostly fashion when the music is played. So when Bridget asked me to commission me to write this poem back in December, I thought, well, what do I know about St. Bridget? But I really enjoyed the research, and I looked up holy wells in particular, because I visited some holy wells, and they're quite interesting places, I suppose. You see the votive offerings there that people leave at the holy wells. And it's quite emotional to see what people are going through and how they're dealing with their own losses and bereavements. And you see, I even saw a small little whiskey bottle. I refer to it in here and thought that's an unusual, contradictory kind of an item to be in a holy well. But there were pieces of cars and things there as well, and then the memorial cars and that type of thing as well. And people are dealing with their own private issues and trying to come to terms with things, as we all have to, because as Pastor Nick said, life is not a stroll across a field, and my God, he was right about that one. And I was thinking about St. Bridget as well. The Vatican, I was saying there a while back, the Vatican forgave Galileo after about 300 years for saying that to get this one right now, that the sun went round the earth, and Galileo said, well, excuse me, the earth goes round the sun. So I used in the doghouse for about 300 years, but they gave him eventually. When I was thinking about St. Bridget, it's taken us 1,500 years to assimilate St. Bridget and bring equality back into our society. And in a way, she's a woman of our time, because Ireland is kind of growing up when it comes to equality for women, which I've always believed in. And it's totally apt and totally appropriate that we have a bank holiday now in February, after all these years. Where in some way we've lived in a kind of a patriarchal society, and men don't realise that sometimes because you're in there. You can't see the wood from the trees, but I've always believed in equality, and I was really thrilled to be asked to write this poem about St. Bridget, because she's a woman of the now, she's a woman of the 21st century, after all these years. So there were four, I've called it Imbolc, because in the pagan times there were four seasons. There was Sound, Lunasa, Baltra, and Imbolc, which is a strange enough one. People don't really know too much about that, but it's about springtime, and Imbolc is about in the valley and newness and milk and lambs and plentifulness that comes in this time of year. A bit early now, but maybe in Tipperary it happens. Around here we have to wait a little bit after Wednesday before we get any drop of milk from any source. So I kind of go through St. Bridget here, and I kind of bring her up to the present day, because we have huge challenges now too. And I often think, well, how would St. Bridget deal with the challenges if she was here now? How would you deal with the challenges that Ireland is facing at the moment? And especially with biodiversity loss, and she wouldn't be into biodiversity, but she was a woman who loved nature, and also she was a compassionate woman who looked after the dispossessed and people who were without home and that type of thing. In bulk. Throw fresh rushes on the stone floor, burn the old cross and make a new one, light a bonfire, welcome the sun. The fertile soil is awakening for the plough, but in the rush beware the sacred well, where rags from the sick wave on a stunted bush. There too is a small whiskey bottle, a rosy beads, a child's pink sock, warped photos from memorial cards pleading, candles flickering. This sacred place of cut stone and pure water, where love is waltzing with loss, pain with memory. Dagda's daughter, foster mother of the Gaels, when hidden forces were placated by offerings, this elusive goddess could not compare with you, Bridget, as you dismiss darkness with sunbeams. A midwife for the Christian, aware of the pagan, knowing that folk rituals could not be ignored, you are a woman carving out a space for women, a counterbalance to Patrick and the bishops, a powerful abbess creating a template in Kildare, venerated here and in every county, everywhere, but especially in Mayo with its 5 Kilbrides. We welcome you again with renewed festivity. After centuries, your time has come, your light extinguished, relit on this special day. We embrace you into our consciousness in this new era of turmoil and uncertainty. As we sail into the unknown new year, we ask you to guide us through the fog banks, around uncharted rocks and shallows. Mother of nature, the dispossessed, we can learn now from your compassion as you change history to her story, our story. Thank you.